like that song. I always liked that one since I was a kid.
Over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go. The horse knows the way to carry the sleigh through white and drifted snow. Over the river and through the woods, oh how the wind does blow. It stings the toes and bites the nose as over the ground we go.
Take 1 to reason, 2 to disagree, 3 before we vote. Hey, something ain't right here. Once that you have decided on the killing, first you make a stone of your heart. Once that you have decided on the killing, first you make a stone of your heart. How does one be a mother to a child like that? He certainly didn't stand a chance being a stepping among his peers. How does one be a son to a mother like that? Look at what kind of crap she was filling his head with. And if you find that your hands are still willing, then you can turn a murder into art. He was in a tight spot, rocking a hard spot. What else could he do? She was expecting him to be God. Psychology of religion. Left brain versus right brain. Men in the Western world tend to be left brain, and women, although not across the board, tend to be more right-sided brain. Well, this could be not because they're inept at math and science, but simply their way of surviving in a man's world. They've learned to use their right brain. One half gets their man, the other half stops working. What's the point? Just when the competition is that great and unfair. Danger Christian. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. Silence equals consent. Dialogue equals purgatory. Dead or alive. If we don't do it now while we're alive, somebody's got to do it when we're dead. Prevaricate. Pernicious. He was so big, he was so black, that boy. Rogue with massacre. Silence equals consent. Dialogue equals purgatory. Fuck you! Nothing but a thought-terminating cliche. That's about by far the most predominant opinion I get, feedback to the signs in my yard that people drive by. Along with faggot and pussy, asshole, but fuck you is the number one. So what I've simply done is paired it with nothing but a thought-terminating cliche. When you pair the two together, that's actually an incentive not to you say fuck you. In other words, for my driveway, I talk about this. I want to find out more about why you're thinking that. Danger Christian, blessed is the nation and God is the Lord. Cafeteria Christian, does even a Christian exist who isn't one? Truth be God, universal one and said. Immaculate ejaculation. Oh, we're not that kind of Christian. I got that idea from the wife of naturally known pastoral consultant George Bobby Gary Sr., Doctor of Theology, who used to live in that house with his wife. First day I met her, after she got through telling me that they'd been approached by property developers, while we were standing home, she got them right down the street first, introducing herself to me and her husband Bob, when Bob, as usual, wasn't even at home. That day, all I knew about them was the name of that day was Bob and Janet. But she called them right down the street, all excited because they'd been approached by property developers, offering them twice the value of that lot to sell, but it was on the condition that all 7 consecutive lots across the house, that would be number 7, agreed to sell. She explained to me they weren't interested in Dr. Herman's house, which was the corner lot. Well, as she got done telling me all this, I knew exactly what was going to happen. They were going to tear all it down and put up a multi-unit unit, more traffic, all that construction. I wasn't happy hearing that, but when she was done telling me this, I very pleasantly said to her, well, my name's James Avery. I live in this house. I'm a veterinarian that lives in this house. Not only am I gay, I'm atheist as well. Oh, we're not that kind of Christian, she said to me. And that's the point I was trying to make. What kind of Christian are they? I didn't say that I was. Are they the good kind, the bad kind? They're going to have to fight that out. I'm not even going to step in the middle who the cafeteria Christians are and who aren't. Or are they the kind that really, really believe in God, or the kind that really don't? The way I look at it is, if you really, really believe in God, when God tells you to kill, you kill. Even if that means through indifferent income disparity. Anyway, when Janet crossed the street, she introduced herself to my name's Janet. She introduced herself to me as my name's Janet, Bob. As usual, Bob wasn't even at home. So I just happened to luckily have used the flavor that I already had. That one looked like a witch. I can't tell if it was a witch or a pilgrim, male or female. I just thought that was going to be a witch. That was going to be Janet Gary, the one that crossed over my side of the street. The skeleton that there's no bone in it, going to be her fat husband, Bob. You're not going to find fat on a skeleton either. So that's going to be Bob, her husband, who was, as usual, nothing but a fluff of hair. My name's Janet, Bob. And she crosses over my side of the street. We're standing on this sidewalk. We now had a sidewalk, which wasn't here when I first moved in, but we now had a sidewalk. I lived here several years before meeting anybody within the house. Her husband is a retired mechanical theology doctor, master definitive doctor of theology. They have a firstborn son who's also a Methodist minister, divorced, 3 viable kids, whatever that means. Viable kids, that doesn't sound like much of a compliment. They also have a daughter, Susan, who's senior pastor at, the son, Bert, is, that's where I got her husband, Bob, her firstborn son is Bert, so that's where I got the Bobbert family. I made this time before I found out they had a daughter, Susan, who was also a minister. But Bert's a minister at a small church, Owl Rock Methodist Church, outside the perimeter, mostly blacks. How convenient. And her daughter is, according to the online, he's making like $30,000 a year at a church that he basically does nothing. And their daughter is the senior pastor at Mount Zion, making like $75,000 a year plus housing allowance. So I refer to the missionary family, the Bobbert family, that used to live in a house across the street from me. Why did the Reverend Pervert Doctor of Theology cross the road? His dick was stuck in that chicken. Hello, my name's Janet. Hello, my name's Janet. Bob. Again, Bob was just a fluff of hair, so his dick was stuck in that chicken. Why did the chicken cross the road? That cock was bigger. I'm referring to my cock, and I spelled it out because that's a rooster. I live in my house alone with a cat. So my question, as the hat covers up the right ear of that teddy bear, and I used to be a Cub Scout as a kid, that is me with my hearing impairment. Janet and Bob. So my question to the Presbyterian Elder President of Emory University, a secular Methodist university, James Wagner, why I believe in God? That's a rhetorical question. There's absolutely no way for me to believe in God based on their behavior. Lord, living without consent. Like Voltaire says, when it comes to money, we're all of the same religion. Work with me, let us talk. I can't even, there's been plenty of hints out here that I'm wanting to talk. But they don't want to talk to me. They don't want to allow me any airtime, free airtime. So I came across this online, truth and belief, different. Where they overlap is knowledge. The problem of evil, God thrives in penultimacy. Once our son burned all into a crib, erasing everything that we never existed, it tells you just how meaningless our life is. I think Jesus wasn't claiming to be God, just in his own self-indulgent way, trying to be the quality of a good leader, just wanting young people at a rate they can absorb. Trying to bring, actually, we must first have a Christ before we can have an Antichrist. I don't think Jesus was claiming to be God. I think he was just simply trying to get the attention away from this extra, somewhere else heaven, that is heaven, somewhere else better than what they were currently living, and back to humanity in general. And as we had, the word Christ in the Old Testament, the hope, a desire, a dream, Jesus was not going to the Old Testament. He was just taking advantage of what the Jews already knew, what he knew as a Jew, that other Jews already knew. And we're waiting for it, the sign. All he had to do was tell them what they were wanting to hear. Maybe he was trying to be that Christ, but I think he wasn't really believing himself to be God. Just trying to, again, quality of a good leader, just wanted young people to already think of the Lord. And 2,000 years later, I think it is close, attributed to Jesus. And I, if I am raised above the earth, will draw all people to myself. 2,000 years later, how are our Christians doing? I'm going to say Glen Memorial United Methodist Church and St. Mark's United Methodist Church. If I were to grade them, I would give them an F. Once that you decide on to kill them, first you make a stone of your heart, and if you find that your hands are still willing, then you can turn a murder into art. Every day as Jesus continues to live, having died for our sins so that we may live, with every day we have voted for Jesus to die and the Jewish murderer to be free. I think people forget that Jesus can't live without that everlasting, without that other Jew that was released.
Comes around on a special night. Santa comes around on a special night. Special night, beard that's white. Must be Santa. Must be Santa. Must be Santa. Santa Claus. Who wears boots and a suit of red? Santa wears boots and a suit of red. Who wears a long cap on his head? Santa wears a long cap on his head. Cap on head, suit that's red. Special night, beard that's white. Must be Santa. Must be Santa. Must be Santa. Santa Claus. Who's got a big red cherry nose? Santa's got a big red cherry nose. Who laughs this way, ho ho ho? Santa laughs this way, ho ho ho. Ho ho ho, cherry nose, cap on head, suit that's red. Special night, beard that's white. Must be Santa. Must be Santa. Must be Santa. Santa Claus. Who very soon will come our way. Santa very soon will come our way. 8 little reindeer pull his sleigh. Santa's little reindeer pull his sleigh. Reindeer sleigh, come our way. Ho ho ho, cherry nose, cap on head, suit that's red. Special night, beard that's white. Must be Santa. Must be Santa. Must be Santa. Santa Claus. Must be Santa. Must be Santa. Must be Santa.
Okay. Curious to see what the words are to that song. I have no idea until I look it up online.